Overwhelmed by all of the adoption options out there? When you do a simple Google search, it is really hard to figure out which type of adoption that is actually best for your family, just because there are so many different ways that you can adopt. So if you want to know the pros and cons and the costs of each adoption in a streamlined way, I have a free guide for you that you can download by clicking the link in the description box below. And while you're down there, make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video. So in this video, I am going to cover all the different types of adoptions that are available. So let's go grab a cup of coffee and let's chat. So adoptions can generally be divided into two very broad categories, okay? The first one is domestic adoptions. The second one is international adoptions. And then we can further break down those options as we go along. So domestic adoptions is broken down further into two other types of adoptions. You can do private adoptions or you can do public adoptions. And now when we talk about private adoptions, those can be further broken down into we're looking at our newborn adoption, step-parent adoption, relative adoptions, non-relative adoptions, and then public adoptions are typically foster to adopt and foster care adoptions, okay? And so when you're looking at international adoptions though, that basically just means adoptions that you're doing outside of the United States, okay? So now that you have a general overview of all the different types that you have, let's go a little deeper into specific types of adoptions. So let's start with domestic adoptions, okay? Domestic adoptions are adoptions that are done here in the United States. And as I said earlier, it's broken down into two different types, private and public. So let's tackle private for a little bit because I think that's the one that gets most people confused. So private adoption basically is any type of adoption that you're doing that does not involve the public system, foster care. So we're looking at all these different types of adoptions. So like I said earlier, step-parent adoptions, that's when a step-parent is adopting their stepchild. We also do newborn adoptions, which is when you're adopting a newborn. Also, there are relative adoptions. That's when you have a family member like a grandma or an uncle or an aunt that's been caring for their young relative for a long time, and now they're ready to adopt them. And then there are also non-relative adoptions. There are some, I've done a lot of these through my law office. There are some families that have been caring for a child that's not biologically theirs for a long time because a lot of the situations that I see is, the biological parents are in jail or they're doing drugs and they're just really good friends with the family, so they decided to care for their kid. It's now been 10 years and now they're wanting to finish the adoption, okay? So there are a lot of different types of adoptions. When people think adoptions, they typically think newborn or foster care. But like I said, under the private adoptions, tab, there are all these different types of adoptions that are included. And so when we talk about public adoptions, which is the other main category under domestic adoptions, we're talking about foster to adopt, and we're talking about foster care adoptions. This is basically where you are deciding to adopt a child that is in foster care and they become your legal child, okay? So your public adoptions are going to typically always just involve foster care adoption. If you are pursuing a domestic adoption, which type are you looking into? Comment below and let me know. International adoptions are pretty easy. They're not broken down any further like domestic adoptions are. It's basically just you adopting outside of the US, as I mentioned earlier. And in this video right here, you will see more information about how to go through that process. So if you want to see all of the options that I just talked about in a streamlined way, where it shows you the pros, the cons, the cost of each, download my free guide. It's linked below and you can go ahead and get it to get more information about that to help you make a decision for your family. It makes such a difference when you can really understand the type of adoption that is right for your family in this season of your life so that you don't waste a ton of time and a lot of money, okay? Now watch this video next to understand the difference between foster to adopt, foster care, and foster care adoption. And again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and hit the bell button to be notified when I post a new video every week. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.